stream
So
that we can at least have that going.
yeah, we did a 72 together, and he was like, dude, you can easily solo a 60. So I went ahead and tried it, and I was like, whoa. So my gems are really high, my legendary gems. So
Nice. Well, I have not played for a little while.
yeah, I haven't seen you on. Well, we really haven't played much either these past couple days. I've been wiped out since I went back to work, dude. Whew, it's tough for me to stay awake.
Hey, I just got logged into Twitch and got a new information about paths to partner.
I thought we were already partnered.
No, we're affiliated.
Oh, affiliated. Okay.
Yeah. So here's where what we have to do to get partnered.
Okay.
You ready? Stream for 25 hours in the last 30 days.
Oh my God, that's easy.
Well, it takes work, right?
Yeah, we just got to do it.
Stream for 12 unique days in the last 30 days. Well, if you do that, you probably will hit the 25 hours.
Okay, wait. Start over again because I had to. Twitch started up and it messed me all up. So
okay,
go.
Stream for 25 hours in the last 30 days.
Okay.
Stream for 12 unique days in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
And then reach 75 average viewers in the last 30 days.
Yeah,
That's where we have the problem.
Yeah, that's where we have a problem. Yep.
So we are 15% of the way on the 25 hours. Yeah. We are 25% of the way for 12 unique days. So, yeah.
Average viewers is not going to happen.
So to achieve 30 in the same 30-day window to be eligible, that's what you have
to do. That's so tough. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows, dude? Who knows?
Yeah.
It may happen. But once I get back on my feet again, I told myself I'm gonna set a schedule for art, because now I'm doing pottery, riding, and streaming. So, and then of course Saturdays because we're not doing the house building stuff for a couple years. We got to save some money. So I got to set a schedule. So once I set that schedule, then I'll know. And I'm thinking it might be Tuesday nights that I do some streaming. So,
okay.
But of course, that's internet permitting too. So
of course,
my internet hasn't been too bad here lately. I listen to the show and it doesn't sound like I'm too robotic.
Okay. And I'm just bouncing around real quick for a second. We have 2 subscribers.
Nice. I'm just setting stuff up here.
And they're both Twitch Prime.
Twitter shout out. I'm trying to find a Facebook shout
out. Did you see the email?
I kind of looked at it.
Okay, because it has some more information in there that is something you may have more understanding about.
Okay. I'll read it here in a second.
Okay, cool. There's never mind. You don't need to know that. I'm just reading stuff. See me no more. Hello. Oh, we can actually add live shows now. Let's see, podcasts is filming.
Oops. That's not good.
Okay. Just word of warning, if you hear some rumbling in the background, the girls are watching the Lego movie.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I can hear it through the wall.
I haven't heard it yet.
Well, it's possible you might.
Okay, so a while ago I tried to get back into Magic the Gathering after here. Finally. Well, I mean, Power Creep's been talked about before, and that's kind of why they're doing the Hall of Fame and Wild. But I mean, we're gonna lose sight of some cards inevitably. I mean, it'll happen. That's what you were talking about. Maybe
Yep.
happening. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Give me a couple of minutes here. I'll be ready. Just want to look up some stuff real quick.
No problem. Oh, I gotta get Jeeves running. No, Jeeves, don't go there.
I heard it.
Okay.
All right. I think I am ready. Hold on a second. Oops. I'm going to bring up a visual of the cards and not on Hearthstone or Wowhead.
There's a really good one on Reddit, I think it is. They keep a running spreadsheet of all the card reveals. That's where I like to go. One nice thing about it is they allow you to sort it based on reveal order.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what I like about it is I can go there and get a real quick view of all the cards through an Imager album.
I like Disguised Host. His website has a pretty good one. And then there's not like advertisements running constantly. All right.
Oh, yeah, that is a good short list.
Okay.
So you're good? Ready to go now?
Yep.
Okie dokie. You're listening to Legend of the Innkeeper, the Hearthstone podcast for casual players.
Ah, you're new here. Pull up a chair by the hearth.
Welcome to Legend of the Innkeeper. I'm Bastidius.
And I am Espo.
Good question for you.
Okay. A good question or a quick question?
Yeah, it's a good question. Has anything dramatic happened to you in the last week?
Well, okay.
Did your leg fall off?
No.
Okay.
No. I think I don't know. Is it considered the uphill or the downhill? I think I'm on the downhill side. Is that how does that go? I think if you're on the uphill, you're still struggling, but if you're on the downhill, you're I don't know.
You're coasting at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't consider it coasting, considering I'm still hopping around on a bum leg, but no, I'm fine. Yeah.
Good. That's nice to hear. You know, we come into a show where nobody's lost a leg, had a leg fall off, or anything else crazy happened. And we're actually back to normal, whatever that may be, right?
Let's do a normal show.
Oh, okay, good. Glad to hear.
Yeah, we 30 minutes talking about crazy things.
Oh, absolutely. But I actually we got some feedback from that and well wishes being sent your way, and everybody's hoping you should pull out of this okay, and looks like you're doing so. So thanks for the kind words, everyone. We appreciate it. Espo, I'm sure appreciates it.
I do.
I mean, I guess one of the positive things with this whole thing is that you got to play a lot more Hearthstone.
And did I ever? Yeah, because since I went back to work yesterday, and the Hearthstone slowed down. I tell you what, I'm gonna be honest. Let me talk about my week. Let me just go right into my week, since I'm gonna do it anyway. Yes. So, I played a lot of Hearthstone, went nuts, and went to rank 11, and had a lot of fun. And it was great to really have the time to sit down and play, a game that I really love. And then Rez texts me, or actually he's been FaceTiming me almost every day, making sure I'm okay. Love the Rez. Huge shout out to my one friend. He's been with me since, oh man, we were young, and seen me through a lot of hard times. And good times, a lot of good times too. But so he FaceTimes me and he says, Spo, he says, hey, you know that season 12 in D3 is coming out. And I was like, is that right? Okay. And we've dabbled in Diablo 3 in the past, him and I, and had some successes with it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to work. I'm sitting in my bed. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we jump on, and oh my goodness, Vested is you know the rest.
Well, that's because I joined you.
Yeah.
I joined you on that journey down into the darkness.
Sanctuary. Yes. the darkness of Sanctuary.
Yes.
Yeah. Tyrael tried to pull us out, and he ended up pulling us in deeper, and I'm now sitting at Paragon 450 some. I think
Mm.
Res is at 550.
I'm at
And,
270 something, but I haven't played as much as you.
Yeah, so I think Res is now like hit Greater Rift 75. I'm at Greater Rift like 63, and we're planning on getting some monk wizard combo-ness going on, and we're gonna push. He wants to get Greater Rift 100, and I'm like, oh dude,
Oh my goodness!
I don't know,
Wow.
you're insane. So, but yeah, we've been doing that, and my Hearthstone time has been cut back, but not that much because man, Marin came out, and oh
Yes.
my goodness, is he fun? He's a lot of fun.
Yes.
He's a lot of fun. So yeah, good stuff. I've played with him for what, a week and a half now. So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, he's been out for about a week and a half because he was out the Monday before last, 2 Mondays ago.
Actually, it's been almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, almost. It'll be 2 weeks Monday, and because we're recording on a
No.
Thursday.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So yes, and I've been making all kind of crazy decks with him and having a whole lot of fun with him. Like I
Good.
said, the last show I was playing him with Rogue and shadow stepping him. And now of course I'm taking advantage of switching the health and attack on the chest and either destroying it or using it to my advantage to kill my opponent. Oh my goodness. So much fun. You know, I love the priest class. I love it. So
Oh, yeah.
of course I had to make a
Definitely, me too.
deck. And man, I had a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. It's, you know, it is 8 cost. He's a little steep, but you know, you just survive until turn 8 and then the fun has just begun. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've been
Cool.
playing Hearthstone, but definitely playing a lot of D3. But I mean, come on. I mean, when you got friends like Vestidius and Rez that don't mind playing, and then Vestidius, why don't you talk a little bit about your week? Because
Anything in particular? Or
you've got Vestidius has friends that kind of are like Rez that got him right.
Oh yeah. So I get a message. Well, here's the thing. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he discovered during this conversation, he's like, "Wait, I heard a rumor that you might be into playing games." I'm like, "Duh," because
Maybe.
he lives and works in Indiana, so we don't interact face to face. You know, we talk on the phones and stuff, but not, you know, don't really talk much about personal life, so to speak. It occasionally comes up, but he's like, "Yeah, I hear you might be into gaming." I'm like, "Yeah, just a little bit." You know, game called Hearthstone. You know, we kind of do a podcast on it, and oh, really? And I said, "Yeah, and Overwatch. Oh, I love Overwatch. Yeah." It's like, "Yeah, we do a podcast on that too," and you know, hearing this, and also PUBG. Love playing PUBG. He's like, "Really? One of our guys here plays PUBG," and then next thing you know, we're naming names of games, and we talk like 20 minutes about all the different things we're doing. But then a couple days later, right around the same time you got the message from Rez, I get a message from him that says, we're forming a group that's going to go out and we're going to Sanctuary. And we're all going to hit when season 12 starts. So supposedly we had like 6 people that were lined up to do this. It ends up, we only had 2 that, 3 of us that actually started playing. But yeah, I brought him into the fold. He played with us, and he is one of those players that tends to go gung ho for the first 2 weeks and then slides off on games. So yeah, he's gung ho right now in the D3, and he's just killing it and running crazy like you guys were. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But I have played some Hearthstone, and I do have a complaint about Hearthstone. And I know it's early. There is gonna be some time that's needed to resolve my problem, but I'm a little frustrated that my favorite game on mobile wasn't fixed already. So I happen to be one of the lucky few that ended up getting their pre-orders in for the new iPhone 10 right away, and it showed up November 3rd. And of course, what was the first app I install on there? Hearthstone, because it's one of the first things I do. And I'm like, dude, I gotta see this on the new phone, right?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No.
What?
It's annoying. It's really annoying because it's a square in the middle of the screen with about literally 3/4 of an inch of black space on both sides of the screen. It doesn't take up the whole screen. It doesn't expand. It's a square right in the middle of the phone,
What?
and it's annoying. And
So did you
so
tweet the guys about it?
I haven't yet. I should.
So, yeah, there's your problem. There's
Yeah,
your
so
problem.
it's
Dude,
they
you know
haven't.
that you know they'll get on that right away.
Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah, I know they're probably
Yeah.
already on it. I know they are. Those guys are awesome.
You got to tweet at them anyway. You got to
Okay,
tweet
well.
at them anyway. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
you
was
gotta
just a
get
little
on that.
disappointed. I'm like, dude, this is such a beautiful screen to put this beautiful app on it. Let's take full advantage of the whole screen and let's just rock this, right? So
You know,
another
Young
thing-
Woo's he's hovering over the button. He's like, I got a
He's
button
like,
to fix that, but Fastidious hasn't said anything yet, so I'm just gonna hold off.
okay, I'll tweet on that right after the show then.
There you go, and it'll get fixed. Like he'll just push the button as soon as you tweet.
Yep, exactly.
Just like at one time when you were like what was it 2 years ago? You were like,
it was about the launch. It was a launch and expansion.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
You were like, okay, I am ready for this expansion to launch, and I really wish I could have it for lunch today. And
That's
you
right.
tweeted at it. You tweeted about it, and then Youngwoo just hit the button.
Right.
He liked your tweet, and then he clicked another mouse button, and Hearthstone came out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other
it
thing I
was,
have to say about it is that I watch a lot of YouTube and Twitch videos on my phone too, and neither of those apps have updated to get the full screen either. I mean, it's good. It's still nice and all, but it's just not taking full advantage of what the phone can do. And YouTube updated today. I'm like, all right, at least one of them is going to update. And did they fix that issue? No. Like, come on. So
wait,
I
YouTube updated, but they didn't fix the optimize thing.
No, they didn't. They even said they optimized for iPhone X, but they didn't. They don't allow you to zoom out completely for the full screen on the phone.
So explain
annoying.
something to me real quick.
Yes.
I know this is a Hearthstone podcast, but we both have Apple devices.
Yes.
Now, I have an iPhone 7, and I've seen your phone, the iPhone 10 or iPhone X. What it came out the same time as the iPhone 8? I'm confused.
Almost. iPhone 8 came out a month and a half prior, during the normal time.
Can you explain this to me in like a minute or less?
Yeah, there's the official reason is they had some things to finish up, and we believe it was mostly hardware and back end pieces, making everything getting ready for having it ready to be shipped and all that. So there were some delays with whatever the terminology is of getting all their ducks in a row. So they didn't have it ready right away when the 8 was ready. So they went ahead and shipped the 8. But honestly, my thought is that they did this on purpose so that they could get the 8 sold and get people buying the 8 and get early sales, and then have another separate launch for the 10 on its own.
Isn't it usually like every year they have a new one instead of every month?
September.
So I don't understand. Like, are they different phones?
Logistics was the problem.
Are they definitely different phones? Like they're vast.
The innards are very similar. They have the same processor. They have very much the insides are almost exactly the same. The screen is completely different.
Okay.
You've got an OLED screen versus LCD screen. It's double the resolution, pretty much.
I see. Okay.
The camera's improved. The screen is amazing.
I gotcha.
There's no bezel. I mean, it's a really amazing phone. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, I've seen yours, and yours is amazing. I'm just disappointed with the Hearthstone side. So.
Yeah, and it's all the apps have to update. They have to go through, and there's a complete new template that they have to choose. And then sometimes you may even want to optimize your application to take advantage of the screen and the way it is laid out. So there are some advantages you can take advantage of with that. But still, come on, guys, I want it updated.
Right?
So it's it will eventually, and it'll be gorgeous. So I'll show everybody once it happens that I come across. Say, look, you gotta check out Hearthstone. See how awesome it is on this. Play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question I have for you then: have you pre-ordered yet? Are you going to pre-order?
So I thought about it today, and I'm like 60% for yes. and we're in a tough time right now. I mean, we got a bill for $15,000 for the hospital, and that's just for like, the hospital, not the doctors and the medication and all that. But my insurance is going to cover most of it. Of course, I got my deductible and I have all this other jazz, and and I'm still on medication, and then Leslie's going in for another surgery. That was for your visit. Yeah, that was for my visit. Yeah. So, and then Leslie has, she has her surgery at the end of the month, and then we're going through another, cycle. So it's going to be a little bit of money, even though the doctor's willing to help us out. It's still going to be a little bit of money out of pocket. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, she's, we talked about budget, and I have my entertainment budget, which is what, we each have a separate entertainment budget for what we like to do entertainment wise. And I'm not sure yet. So I'm about 60%.
Okay.
Kind of on, I would consider that still on the fence.
Okay.
So, yeah. How about you?
I have to.
Okay.
Because I think this expansion is going to be incredibly cool.
I agree.
I am super excited for this one, mostly for the dungeon runs. And I can't wait for that because I really enjoy roguelike games. And this is very much a roguelike kind of function where you get to run a dungeon, air quotes here, and experience it as far as you can get and try and get as far as you can. And then at the end, start all over because you have to start fresh.
Yeah.
There was a really cool game years ago that came out, and I don't remember the name of it, but basically it was very much a roguelike game where they took a twist where you go through this dungeon, you get as far as you can, and when you die, your character gets respawned as a quote child of your parent of the previous character, and he keeps some of the abilities that the previous character had, and they earned different unique abilities. Like this one may be colorblind, and if it was colorblind, the whole game was a certain represented colorblindness. And then when that character died, then the next one had super ability to jump better, and it was so much fun. That was kind of a neat, unique twist on Rogue Sing. So I always have enjoyed these types of games, especially when they go through and do something new to make it more fun. Well, this is the best of all bests, is that you've got Hearthstone doing the same thing with a card game, collectible card game. So where you don't have to have Rogue Legacy. That's it. Thank you, See Me No More. Yeah, Rogue Legacy was the name of that game. But you don't have to have the cards. You can do this game. You can do the dungeon runs without having any cards in your collection and still enjoy it. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a great way, like you said, after your 40 minutes of introduction, sitting in the corner trying to get all your original quests done to be able to get in the game to be able to play when you're a new player. Then you get to enjoy the dungeon runs. So,
but it's free. I mean, all this is free. So that's what I really like about it. I look at it this way. So I guess I can say it now. What episode are we on? 165? 164. I mean, I guess we are content creators now, and we are media. So we kind of, it's not our job, but it's our responsibility to know the cards. So and to know them, it's easier.
Wait a second. I just laugh because you're talking to me. You realize?
Yeah.
To know the cards.
I know.
Do I need to say one word? Deathwing?
Yeah, for me.
Really?
For me. You definitely need to own the cards.
To know the cards.
Yeah, you need to own them and know them and read them. For me,
I only know the legendary cards I own.
Jeez.
Not the legendary, excuse me. I only know the golden cards I own. That's what I meant to say.
So, I kind of use that as a justification. Okay, so I have to, for our listeners, for our friends, we kind of have to know the cards, and in order to know them, we need to be able to play them. So, even though I didn't want to, I crafted, some shaman cards, and or I crafted, some. Remember? Oh, dude, do you remember about 100 episodes ago when I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna craft some not some legendaries, but I'm gonna craft some druid cards. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Because I had no druid cards because I didn't like playing druid. And Ariana was so excited because that was one of her first favorite classes. And she was like, "Oh, Espo's making druid cards. I'm so excited." I was like, just because I feel like it's part of my responsibility as a co-host on this podcast about Hearthstone that I need to know these cards. So I'm going to do it. And I actually now have a really, really good collection, a well-rounded collection of all the cards for all the classes equally. And I just
you don't have all the cards. You've got a large portion of
them. I have a well-rounded collection from all the classes. And all the classes are actually within a good distance of each. They're, in the same ballpark of each other, play-wise, win-wise, and level-wise. All my classes are level 60 except for Warrior and Shaman. So my Druid is level 60, and I have over 100 wins with it. I have over 100 wins. In fact, all my classes have over 100 ranked wins. Obviously, a lot of them have over 500 because I have a lot of gold.
Yes.
So I mean, but still, I've come a long way since the day when I said I wasn't going to play a class. So I have done my part, and I still think I might have to do my part and buy the. So to answer your question, I'm on the fence, but leaning towards buying it. There we go.
Okay. Well, I know the question's probably going to be asked, so let me just go ahead and answer the question now, because people may want to know how can they support Espo's purchase of the expansion if you wanted to help him out, or if you just want to help him out with his other situations. We have a tip jar on Twitch. You can do bits or whatever they're called. I don't even know. I don't use those very much. Or you can support us by subscribing to the channel. We're now not partnered, but affiliated with Twitch. That it does help support the show too. You can do that with your Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime and don't know where to put it, you get a free support every month from them. You can do that on our channel. That's fine too, on twitch.tv/OTI podcast. Or you can go to our website and donate directly through icon that is on our main page to the left, says donate. So I know people sometimes ask whenever you mention.
I just realized this too. If people wanted to gift us stuff, they could.
You're right. You can become friends with us on Twitter and on BattleNet.
Well, you gotta let me know first. Shoot me a Twitter or shoot me a message or an email, because I gotta delete somebody off my list.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you were gonna add one of my coworkers to D3, and you're like, oh, wait a second, I need to.
Who was it, Aaron?
Yeah.
I said, hold on, Aaron, I gotta delete somebody.
And he's like, wow, you got that many friends?
Oh no!
It's like, dude, well, we do a podcast.
I wish
it happens sometimes.
I wish I had unlimited space. That would be awesome.
Right.
But
okay,
let's get you can gift stuff now. In fact, I was thinking of gifting my one friend Rez a pack just to like bait him back from Diablo.
yes, that's a good way to do it. Well, speaking of packs, well, not really, but death packs. Death Knights were removed from the arena on the 14th, 2 days ago.
This made me sad.
I think it's really good, though. I think it's a good move, because if you happen to get a Death Knight in the arena, there's hard counters to them that you may not have. There's a lot of counters. They're really strong in situations when you have no way to defend against them. So I see the reason they pulled it out. Yeah, it's fun to have, but at the same time, in that arena, it was wonky. And I looked at the Hearthstone had a poll on it asking, what do you thought about it? 60% of people responding said they were glad that they were out, because it was just the too strong.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I can see where if you pulled your Death Knight, that you actually picked, and you were able to get it off in a game. I can see where it kind of, weighed heavy in the balance of winning that game.
Right.
But you're also taking another level of fun out of the arena too, because man, those legendaries just made arena so much more fun. But
listen to you. You don't play arena.
oh, dude, I don't. but I can, I can understand. I know the game enough to understand that when, let's say, both people ended up with their Death Knights, then it just adds another level. It's like getting vanilla ice cream, and then you are like, wow, I can add chocolate and strawberry. It's like going from vanilla to Neapolitan. It's like, oh man, so much more fun, so much more flavor.
Don't like Neapolitan.
Oh,
I eat around the chocolate. I don't like chocolate. And the strawberry that's usually in Neapolitan isn't the good strawberry. It's the cheap
you're right.
strawberry.
You're right. It is the cheap strawberry.
Actually, it's the cheap vanilla too. But
so I understand why they did it, but okay, yeah, okay. You're right. I don't play arena.
Okay, then the other thing, Blizzard put out a first kind of teaser moving us forward towards the expansion.
Yeah,
it's called Tale of the Fox Part 1, and it's a little story that you can read on their website. We have a link in the show notes if you want to check it out, or you can go straight to playhearthstone.com, and it's in the news section. But it's a pretty cool story about, well, you'll have to go read it, because it's leading you towards the release of Kobolds and Catacombs.
Yeah.
Cool story. And I read through that and enjoyed it. It makes me feel like playing role-playing games again. It just gets me excited for that. So, which is getting me excited for dungeon runs. Again, same thing I'm talking about earlier. Looking forward to doing that. So, and yes, by the way, Seeming No More is like, you don't like chocolate? Yes, no, I don't. I never have. Don't know why. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that I was not allowed to have a whole lot of chocolate when I was a kid because, the doctor's like, had acne issues. And he's like, you know what? You cut the chocolate out, they'll take care of that issue. And I did. So I ended up, there you go.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, keeping back to that. So yeah, that's a really cool story. Go check it out. Part 2 should be coming out either late this week or next week. However, starting on Monday, we're going to start seeing card reveals for the new cards that are coming out. That's why we're hitting the cards today to kind of clear the board before all these new ones hit the internet. November 20th, Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch it on the Play Hearthstone Twitch channel. That's at twitch.tv/playhearthstone. And Peter Whalen and Brian Kibler are going to be live revealing cards and getting things rolling. I think this is going to be a lot of fun because Brian was involved in that other reveal, and they hadn't shown him any of the cards ahead of time. And I think that's great seeing his reactions to cards when he has it.
Yeah, but okay. So here's my look at it. I look at Brian Kibler, and I know he has good reactions, and he definitely knows his stuff. That's true, and it's cool watching him. But man, day 9. I mean, come on.
Yes, that's true. You're
come on. You cannot deny that day 9 is probably the best live streamer when it comes to when they don't tell him, they're like, okay, here we go. And they throw him in and he's like, oh yeah.
What? Yeah.
So I was a little bit disappointed when I saw Brian Kibler. Great person to have. He definitely knows the ins and outs of all these cards, and when he sees them, he can probably immediately tell whether they're going to work or not. And, it's good, but come on. Day 9, you can't deny how awesome that was when they had him.
Well, this is the first reveal, so we may actually see more, because I know in the last reveal, they actually involved several streamers along the way, several different big names in the industry that are playing the game in public spaces. So, I mean, Kibler's involved. Sky's Toast was involved. I mean, Trump, everybody that you normally see around it, we're all involved in this. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to see that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, last thing we're going to do before we start taking the cards is talk about the Espo mode this week.
Yeah. So what they came out with this week is something I've really been looking forward to, and they kind of dropped the ball on in the past. So right before an expansion drops, I'm always looking at the Tavern Brawl to kind of give us a sneak peek of what's going to happen, and in the past they really haven't gone crazy with it. They haven't given you a Tavern Brawl that was specific for the set that was about to drop. This time they have, and they haven't done it with the cards, so you don't get to see any cards in this Tavern Brawl, and that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it has the theme of the set, and the theme for this one is it's treasure in the catacombs. So you it's nice for new players because you pick a class and you get a random deck. So new player friendly all the way. Yeah. If you're a new player or your collection is not big, please play this brawl. Please.
Yes.
So the start of the game, of course, you choose a hero, you get a random deck, and each of you gets a quest, right? And it's a race to see who can get the 7th minion on the board first. And that's counting all minions. So let's say turn 1, you play Firefly, and you coin out the second Firefly. So that's 2 for both quests. So what?
I played
So Firefly doesn't count?
Nope. I played the kitty, the hunter cat, alley cat.
Yeah, because you summoned the second one, so it doesn't count.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, that one doesn't count. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, Firefly does because you're playing that. So so that's 2 minions that are played. Now, the quest counter is going to click off for both of you, but you're wanting to place that 7th minion first. Now, when you place that 7th minion, let's say Vestidius and I are playing, and I play the 7th minion. My chest, and this is the Marin the Fox chest. So what is it? A master chest, I think is what it's called. So if I play the 7th minion and I solve the quest first, then I get my chest on the opposite side of the board popping out with 4 damage on it already. Of course, his quest, Vestidius' quest, is solved also. And his chest gets spawned on my side with 8 full health. So it doesn't have damage. So I get an advantage, but we both get treasure chests, which I think is really cool. I think that's awesome. So it's pretty neat. It's a fun quest. If you're playing as priest, you can obviously heal, the chest, which is kind of neat. So that's a little anti treasure giving technique. But I've seen a lot of people who just want the pack and they don't want the fun, and they'll just go face, and it's kind of okay. I understand. Moving on. You beat me. Good job. But man, if you're a new player, try to beat down these chests. Try to get your prizes out of these chests as much as you can. Play that golden kobold and get a handful of legendaries. Come on, who doesn't want to do that as a new player? I mean, it's awesome. So pretty excited to play this on all my other accounts and get a free Kobolds and Catacombs pack if you win. And hopefully you will win by cracking a bunch of chests and winning in some crazy way by getting maybe the spell that discovers a legendary and you get to summon 2 copies of it. So summon 2 Yashirajas, summon 2 Ragnaros or Ragnarosai. So, yeah, really cool. Super stoked about this week's Tavern Brawl. Maybe up there with one of my top favorite. So, yeah.
I tried this with Warlock, and I got beat pretty bad by my opponent. Tried it with Priest. Priest is kind of hard because you get some really cool cards in your hand. A lot of good, really good legendaries, but it's a slow start, unfortunately. That's what I seem to experience with my first 2 games playing Priest. Then I played with Hunter, and those games, I didn't do it intentionally, but because of the cards I drew and because what was given to me and what my opponent was doing, who was playing Priest, by the way, I basically went face. And because we didn't really get, because here's my problem. My opponent played the card that allows them to get cards from other classes. Yeah, the pirate. Just totally blanked. Anyways,
Swashbuckler?
Swashbuckler, yes.
Yeah.
And then he also played another card that gave him random cards for a different class. And I think it was that game. Maybe it was in another game that had a rogue. But he ended up basically able to put the Master Chest when it came out on his side. That was my Master Chest to kill, which only had 4 health. He put that back in his hand. Like, dude,
so you couldn't break it.
No, I couldn't break it. Like, that was pretty
not
slick.
in his hand.
So at that point, I was like, okay, face. And I ended up winning and got my card back.
Yeah.
But I will go back and try and break that chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although
if you're looking just to win, this one's pretty easy. If you just go face, you just win. But if you're looking to have some fun, you can definitely have fun with this Tavern Brawl. Please go out there and play it.
So yeah, definitely check it out. You have until Sunday to play this and get your pack. Because man, it's free packs.
Mm-hmm.
Go get that free pack. And of
course,
course,
you can't open it until
I was just about to say
it comes out on the 7th. So
7th.
Yeah, December 7th.
When did you hear that?
I just said it.
I know, but is that your guess or did you hear that?
It's definitely my guesstimate.
Oh, okay. So you didn't hear that it's coming out on the 7th.
Maybe. You will never know. Well, actually, you will know, but maybe not. I don't know. What? We shall see. We shall see. Look at you looking on the internet.
I'm checking the calendar to see. That's a Thursday, so
yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be on the 7th?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, the reveals start the 20th. That would be a 2-week reveal period.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cards to reveal in 2 weeks. I would have to push it back a week. 14th.
Okay. All right. Okay. I say 7th. You say 14th.
I hope it's the 7th. We'll say that.
I hope so too.
Okay. New card reveals. 14 new cards were revealed during BlizzCon.
Yes.
Some good stuff. These were crazy. Some of these cards were absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So let's get started with Crushing Walls.
Let's do it.
7 mana hunter spell.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy your opponent's left and rightmost minions.
Yeah.
And this caught me off guard. I was not expecting something like this. The animation's awesome. The concept is awesome. And I remember distinctly saying, wow, several times doing that. Because I'm going, I can see so many possibilities with this of how this can really turn the tide for you as a hunter.
Yeah.
7 mana spell, though. That's kind of expensive to get it done. But say your opponent has Ragnaros and Deathwing on the board. They're gone. Yeah, both of them. Because 7 mana, you just destroyed 2 minions.
Yeah. When I saw this card, I started thinking, I have a bad feeling about this.
Right?
In the trash compactor with, Princess Leia and Luke and Han Solo and Chewbacca. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yes. Well, I mean, they definitely gave that image. Yeah. And it's definitely something that they appeared to draw the inspiration from on this card.
Yeah,
because the animation is awesome on this.
I think this is a cool card for Hunter. I like a 1 of in a deck.
Right. Yeah, like it's not one you're gonna fill 2 slots with.
Oh, you'd be in trouble if you had 2 of these in your hand and someone was playing like a zoo deck or a token deck against you. Well, gonna destroy 2 minions. They still have 5 on the board. and they're just little guys. So, but definitely a good tech card.
There's also ways that you could possibly, if you could somehow combo this with some other cards that are not hunter cards, I think there could be some really crazy interactions and like casting a spell twice and not necessarily cards that exist in the game, but things that they could put into the game in future expansions that, or even in this expansion, we may not even know about, that may allow this card to be even more off the wall crazy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential here. I think it's really cool. Okay. And then another Hunter Secret that got revealed. It's a 2-mana Hunter Secret called Wandering Monster. I love this concept because this is, again, the whole rogue concept, the game Rogue. I don't know if y'all don't know what Rogue is. Probably should mention it. Rogue was a game back years ago that was ASCII. I mean, ASCII is these little characters, basically using characters that are on the keyboard to create a game. And he wanders the dungeon looking for enemies, and he kills enemies and tries to get as low in the dungeon as he can. And when he dies, the game's over, and you start all over the beginning. This is that same type of thing. Is that when you would go into a room, sometimes a monster might pop out of a chest when you open it or whatever. And there's different ways for monsters to ambush you. And there were monsters wandering in the dungeon, and that's this idea. So you have, when an enemy attacks your hero, summon a 3-cost minion as the new target. Love it. I love the idea. This is great.
I think this is pretty cool. So let's think of some 3-cost minions that are pretty awesome. There's a few shaman cards that have taunt that are pretty nasty at 3-cost, and you don't have the overload. So yeah, this could definitely throw some loops in some games. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be pretty awesome. This is a neat secret.
Yeah, there's quite a few good ones out there. I mean, there's even a few legendaries. You got Ron Bronzebeard. He's a little 3-cost minion.
Yep.
King Mukla Morose. Sergeant Sally.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. She's only a 1/1. But there's some interesting things out there. Yeah. Anyways, cool stuff. That one's gonna be fun. Okay. Aluneth, is that right?
Yeah, Aluneth.
Because this is one of the first legendary weapons that they introduced. And we've talked about it in the last show that legendary weapons are going to be available for every class in this game. And this is the one that's for the mage. It's a 6-mana 0/3 legendary mage weapon. And the text on it says, at the end of your turn, draw 3 cards. So this is pretty interesting because it goes through feeding your hand quickly at the end of every turn. However, at the same time, your opponent can let this weapon stay out there because you can't attack with it. It doesn't have any attack. And I can see both positives and negatives having 3 cards drawn every turn. One, you're filling your hand with 3 extra cards every turn. So you need to use these cards so you don't fill your hand. Or 2, you're running through your deck really quickly in a very short period of time, and then you're going to start taking damage. So can you replenish your deck somehow? Can you get rid of this weapon somehow if you need to as a mage? There's a lot of questions, I think, that need to be answered with cards that may be revealed with this expansion that might help you deal with some of those problems. So I see this as a 2-edged sword. To use a pun there, it's a weapon, sword. Yeah.
Here's my question.
Okay.
And I think I've already answered it. So these weapons. So for the mage weapon, does it lose a durability every turn, every time you draw 3 cards, or does it stay at 3, and that's just the durability for the weapon in case you manage to add attack to it? You can only attack 3 times, or in case your opponent has something that takes away 1 durability, like Is that the reason why they have durabilities on these, or are there durabilities because it can only be used 3 times? That's my question.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the durability stays unless you or your opponent remove it by either you using it to attack, somehow adding attack to it, because there are spells in the game that add attack to your hero, so allowing you to use the weapon. Um, that would lose
Okay.
durability.
No, from what I'm reading real quickly, doing some quick research on it, the durability is there in case you buff the weapon or the opponent plays something that destroys your durability.
Okay, there we go.
However,
that's what I thought.
Right. So you could potentially have this, like I was saying, continue drawing cards every turn for three
Yeah.
cards per turn, and sucking your deck dry.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
it's important that they do that because it is a negative that you have to contemplate.
Oh, you could get in trouble. You could get in trouble. So you'd almost have to play Benedictus with this, because then you basically double the size of your deck with Benedictus, or close to it, because Benedictus is the legendary that steals, or I'm sorry, copies your opponent's deck and adds it to your deck. And that would in turn allow you more cards to draw on. I like this. I think it's pretty cool. The concept is neat. Legendary weapons, why not, right?
Yes, definitely.
Neat stuff.
Okay. Next one we have is the Dry Gulch Jailer. And this is a kobold, excuse me. I want to say goblin for some reason. It's 2 mana, 1/1 paladin minion who has a death rattle. Add 3 Silverhand recruits to your hand.
So my guess is that these Silverhand recruits are going to be 1/1s that cost 1. Am I right there?
They'd probably be your normal Silverhand recruits. So yes.
1/1 for 1. It's interesting. I could see it being played in some token decks. Where you can just get those guys out there. Decks that minions get buffed every time you play a minion. That's always a good thing. So it'll be neat. Maybe a buff paladin deck, or you can play a 1-cost minion and then go ahead and buff it.
Well, also another thing to keep in mind is the hand buffs. The cards that add +1/+1 to your minions in your hand.
Yeah.
This would be a great way to build up some minions fairly quickly early on, to fill your hand with some interesting cards. So
yeah, buff them up with your other mean streets of gadgets and cards.
Right.
What is the grimy goons cards? Your
yes.
grimy goons cards.
So that should be interesting. How that works.
I like it. It's cool.
Okay, Dragon Soul. 3 mana, 0/3 legendary priest weapon. And this one says, after you cast 3 spells in a turn, summon a 5/5 dragon.
Yeah. This this is pretty crazy. This is awesome. Like, I really like this. So you play Lyra, this, and quite a few draw cards and quite a few spells that are low cost, and just go to town. Play Lyra, play this, play Lyra, and then play a bunch of 1-cost spells and get a bunch of dragons. Just craziness. I do like it.
It's going to be fun. The animations on these two, by the way, the legendary animations. Oh, yeah. So if you want to see this, go watch the reveal video from BlizzCon where they showed some of these cards, and you'll get a good chance to see some of these things in action. It's really amazing.
If you have the virtual ticket, it's called Hearthstone What's Next.
Yep.
And that's where they reveal all 14 of these cards. Well, Marin the Fox, well, they talk about him, but he was revealed obviously before that.
Yes.
Oh, no. Was he was revealed, I think,
At the
opening
intro.
ceremonies.
Opening ceremonies.
Yeah, the opening ceremonies. Yeah.
Okay, the next one we have is another priest spell. It's an unidentified elixir.
These are
mana.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely. 3 mana priest spell gives a minion +2/+2. Okay, no big deal, right? Yeah, it's the rest of the text that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Gains a bonus effect in your hand when the card is played into your hand. It will gain one of the 4 bonus effects below. So what this does is the card has the text, gain a bonus effect in your hand. And when you draw this card and it gets into your hand, it's going to get one of these 4 texts added to the card. So it's a random generation of text as it hits your hand.
Yep.
So those are these two. It's the Elixir of Hope, give a minion +2/+2, and Death Rattle, return this minion to your hand. Elixir of Life, which is give a minion +2/+2 and Lifesteal. Elixir of Purity, give a minion +2/+2 and Divine Shield. And Elixir of Shadows, which is give a minion +2/+2, summon a 1/1 copy of it. So if you get the idea, when you draw this card, when you're putting it in your deck, it says +2/+2, gain a bonus effect. And you don't know what it's going to be. You have no idea until you draw that card and it goes in your hand. Oh, good. I need a Lifesteal card. Or, oh, man, Divine Shield again.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want. So it's a pretty cool card.
Yeah, it's neat. You draw it, and then the little effect goes off. It has a little animation, and you get to see it as soon as you draw it, and then it goes into your hand as that identified elixir. Whereas when you're loading it into your deck during the deck construction, it's unidentified.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I like it, and it's a spell, so can't deny the power of spells now with Priest.
Okay, then we had the Kobold Illusionist. 4 mana, 3/3 rogue minion. His Death Rattle is summon a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand.
Yeah. This is interesting. It's tough.
This could be pretty bad.
It could be pretty crazy, but Death Rattles are tough to control.
Well, in this case, what if you built a deck with 2 of these guys, a lot of spells, and several minions you would love to have a 1/1 copy of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
correction. Several you'd love to have a 1/1 copy of on the board without getting the battle cry. Because you're not going to get a battle cry when it's summoned, will you?
No, you have to play it. So to get a battle cry to go off, you actually have to play the card. So you're getting a 1/1 copy of it too. So that's always nice. So let's say you've got this guy turn 4, you play him, you got Ragnaros in your hand. It's the only minion in your hand. You have all other spells. So this guy gets killed off, you get Ragnaros, 1/1 copy of it. Pretty cool. And then he does the 8 damage at the end of the turn. So and no, it's a Death Rattle.
So I was thinking something else. It's not a battle cry.
Well, a good player can control RNG, can control Death Rattles, can control, the board better. Right. So, you just got to, maybe you're protecting this guy behind a taunt, or you're concealing him. That way you can control when he dies. You can control, when the Death Rattle goes off. That way you have the correct card in your hand that you want to make the 1/1 copy of. So it's interesting. It's going to be a fun card to play with. I love Rogue and Priest just because they have these neat, fun cards that do crazy things. So like the, resurrect mechanic with the Priest, that's always cool. The summoning minions from your hand with Rogue, I like that. I got no problem with that.
Okay, well, this is wild. And as in the wild option instead of standard. But you could trigger this with Baron Rivendare on the board.
Yeah, so Baron Rivendare, you get 2 1/1 copies of something from your hand.
2 Ragnaros or your Ragnaros Eye.
Yeah. Well, in
That's
order to get
16 points of
Ragnaros,
damage.
you'd have to be in wild anyway. So
True, that's right. So
yeah, because I
Okay.
think. Well, wait, is Ragnaros in the Hall of Fame? No, Ragnaros isn't in the Hall of Fame. Is he? Sylvanas is. I forget which legendary. I know Sylvanas is in the Hall of Fame, and she's only in Wild. I don't think Ragnaros went into the Hall of Fame, did he? He's still in Standard.
oh, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But anyway, this guy's pretty cool, giving Rogue some more fun cards.
Yes, Ragnaros is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that bright red card in there. So
Yeah.
they both.
All right, so
Okay,
so
moving
Rogue
on.
cards still fun.
Yes. Lesser Jasper Spellstone. So this is a 1 mana druid spell. And text on it says deal 2 damage to a minion. Then it says in parentheses, gain 3 armor to upgrade.
Yep.
So this is a new mechanic, I guess you would say. Upgrades. So what happens is that if you gain armor, while this is when you have this in your hand,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
Then it upgrades to deal 4 damage to a minion, and then parentheses change to gain 3 armor to upgrade.
Yeah.
So if you upgrade it again, it upgrades to deal 6 damage to a minion.
So barring any other cards that make your armor go up, you would have to hero power 3 times to upgrade this as a druid. Now, of course, there's many other ways to get this in other classes doing crazy stuff, but it's a druid card. So outside of using your hero power, there are a few other ways to gain armor. So it's definitely possible to upgrade this. The only thing is you have to have it in your hand. So you have to have it in your hand, and then you gain 3 armor. Now, you could do this in multiple turns. So, you have this in your hand. Turn 2, you hero power. Well, that's 1 armor. Next turn you hero power again. That's 2. Next turn you hero power again. That's 3. This is now upgraded. So pretty cool stuff. And these spellstones are multiple classes. So that's kind of neat too. I like that.
Well, speaking of one of those, there's another one called Lesser Sapphire Spellstone. It's a 7 mana shaman spell. And it says on its text, summon 1 copy of a friendly minion. And its upgrade text is overload 3 mana crystals to upgrade. So when you upgrade it, it changes to summon 2 copies of a friendly minion.
Yeah.
And the text is overload 3 mana crystals to upgrade. And lastly, it says summon 3 copies of a friendly minion. So if you upgrade this to the 3rd level, then you can get this. When you play it for 7 mana, you get to summon 3 copies of friendly minion.
Yeah.
Which happens to be Ragnaros on the board, which we're going with as a theme. And now you got 3 of them.
We're going with Ragnaros. Now, I want to say for these spellstones, the text on them does change. It upgrades, but the cost does not change. So for the other one we talked about before, the Jasper, which was the Druid, it still cost 1, which is nice. And then, of course, this Sapphire, it still costs 7. So for 7 mana, as long as you've upgraded it, summon 3 copies of friendly minion. So. And
also, the graphic on the cards upgrades too. Each step you take, the stone gets better and better. Yeah. It's really cool that they did that.
Much like when you played your Jades, you noticed like every 3, 4, or 5, I can't remember, the Jades upgraded. So their weapons got bigger, they got bigger. Your Jade Golems, right? You've noticed that, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. These cards are really neat. I like the idea and the concept. It's pretty cool. Neat stuff. Upgrading cards. I like it.
I like it too. Mm-hmm. Okay, then we have another card. It's called Gather Your Party. 6 mana, recruit a minion.
So
this introduces. Yeah, go ahead.
Last week I talked about this, and I wondered if they were going to retrofit some cards like Barnes. But then I got to thinking about it. Barnes, this says recruit is actually going to be summoning a minion from your deck, much like Yasharaj does. I use the Barnes example, but Barnes doesn't summon it. Barnes actually makes a 1/1 copy of it. So last week I was wrong when I said, will they retrofit Barnes? Will they, even if they did retrofit recruit into some cards, it wouldn't work. Barnes is not recruiting. He's actually creating a 1/1 copy. So I apologize for that last week. I thought about that and I thought, oh man, I made a mistake. So, I just misplayed. But
I should mention this is a warrior card, by the way.
Oh, did I say it wasn't?
No, I didn't say it. It was.
Okay. Yeah, this is a warrior card. So you're recruiting a minion. So you were actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were actually summoning a minion from your deck. It's not a copy. You're pulling it out of your deck a la Yasharaj.
And putting them into play.
Yes.
That's the key.
Yeah, summoning. So anytime you summon a minion, it's going on to the board.
Well, just clarifying that it goes on
there
the board.
Go. Yep, there we go. So, and I think Varian Rin does this with minions.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls them out of your deck, whereas dudes like Barnes make a 1/1 copy of a minion from your deck. So I was wrong last week, and I wanted to make sure I apologized and told you guys, hey, listen, Barnes doesn't recruit. He is not a recruiter. Barnes makes copies. He's a magician. Barnes is more of a magician. So, but this is kind of cool.
There's a couple cards that will work really well with. One of those being Dead Man's Hand, which for 2 mana shuffles a copy of your hand into your deck. So you could end up recycling some of the cards that you've recruited.
When you recruit, remember it puts it on the board, not into your hand.
Well, what I meant is you add more copies of cards that are in your hand to your deck to get more targets for it. A lot of people were complaining about this card a little bit, but someone made the point. They says, they were saying, this is kind of a weak mechanic, the whole recruit idea. And somebody says, well, yeah, for 6 mana, you pull out Ysera, Grom, and Lich King. Is that a bad hand, really, when you get down to it? Gramash, meaning Gramash, Grom. But yeah, could you imagine throwing this card down for 6 mana, pulling out the Lich King, Ysera, and Gramash? Yeah, I think this could be quite powerful depending on what you got going. So
I still say the best minion you can get is Yasharaj.
Yes.
6 mana Yasharaj, and he also brings out his buddy, the Lich King, or his buddy Ysera,
right?
His buddy, whoever else you have in your deck. Yeah. So this is neat. I do like this card. You could stack your deck with some pretty big minions and just make it control-y, and then turn 6, roll out the Yasharaj.
Okay, the next card, they took an old idea and enhanced it. The Carnivorous Cube. It's a 5 mana, 4/6 neutral minion. With a battle cry, destroy a friendly minion.
Yep.
Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of it.
Oh, yeah. So
you like this idea?
Oh, I definitely do. He makes some fun stuff. So, Master Chest, right? The 0/8 summoned on your opponent's side. You play Marn the Fox. The opponent has your chest ready for you to bust open. You play Carnivorous Cube your next turn. It eats it, right?
No. It's got to be a friendly minion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's friendly minion. Well, then that doesn't work. That does not work.
No, you'd have to steal it.
Yeah. So you got to, but then if you steal it and you destroy it, then your opponent, because Marin the Fox, the Master Chest says, give a treasure to your opponent. So wherever the chest is, the opponent gets it. So never mind. My idea isn't going to work.
Right. So, I mean, it wouldn't work with that
Nope.
Just
So friendly minion, destroy a friendly minion. Death Rattle summon 2 copies of. Still an awesome card.
yes.
Holy smokes. Right? So Sylvanas, oh my gosh. Insanity. And I think the Sylvanas, no, she doesn't cost 5. She costs 6.
6.
Yeah, so you couldn't play these on the same turn. But still, there's so many Death Rattle minions out there that are just awesome. You swallow up a Sludge Belcher, and I realize I'm talking about cards that are in Wild. So those of you that play Standard, I apologize, but I've been playing a lot of Wild lately. So you play your Sludge Belcher and then play this, and you get a 1/2 with Taunt, and then later on when this thing dies, you get 2 Sludge Belchers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This guy. I like him a lot. I think he's really fun. He's going to definitely be a cool card to play around with.
Okay, I had an idea. What about playing this with Blood of the Ancient One on the board?
Right? Yeah. There you go. Now you're talking. So Blood of the Ancient One is a 9 cost. What is he? A 9/9?
9/9. And the text is, if you control 2 of these at the end of your turn, merge them into the Ancient One, which is a 30/30 minion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Evil cackle. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Carnivorous Cube. Fun stuff.
Okay. Next one is Guild Recruiter. It's a 5-mana 2/4 neutral minion. Battle cry is recruit a minion that costs 4 or less.
There you go.
Now, again, we don't know all the different recruit options that are going to be out there because they're indicating that this is going to have, there's going to be some additional text with each of those recruit options. This being one of them. Recruit a minion that costs 4 or less. So we may see different types of recruit options here in the future. This being one of them. The first one we saw was just recruit a minion. No extra stuff. This one has limitations.
I got one for you.
Oh?
I think they ought to make one. Recruit a minion from your opponent's deck.
There you go.
Or like the, what is it? Well, I guess it would be from their deck. I was thinking Dirty Rat. He recruits minions from your opponent's hand, but he pulls them into their side of the board. But yeah, I'd like to see one of the recruit options be recruit a minion from your opponent's deck. That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome.
You know what you're going to end up recruiting, right?
So
Doomsayer.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could do that with this card. So here's my thing. So this guy, the Guild Recruiter, I think would go great in a Shaman deck because a lot of the Shaman low-cost minions that have a very high overload, are really good. There's a lot of really good Shaman cards, minions that have a high overload that are 4 or less. So I think this would go good in like an overload deck.
Right.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool. And it's a battle cry, dude. That means you get to choose when it happens. You could be like, oh, yeah, I got this. So good stuff. Okay. I like this card.
And then the other one that they mentioned, introduced, of course, was Mare and the Fox, which we know all about now. And the final one, I'm going to skip over Mare and the Fox. We don't really need to talk much more about him other than you should play with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably the craziest one of all, blew the minds of everyone when this happened. Rin, the First Disciple. It is the Warlock legendary minion. And they did tell us at this point that every class has a legendary minion and every class has a legendary weapon.
Yeah.
This is the only legendary minion they actually revealed. The Warlock legendary minion with 6 mana, 3/6 minion, has the text Taunt, Death Rattle, add the first seal to your hand.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's like, what? And then he's like, yeah, great. Okay, add the first seal to your hand. But what does that mean? Well, the first seal, it's a 5-mana card that says summon a 2/2 demon. Add the second seal to your hand. Everybody's like, what? Okay, where are we going with this?
But there's a third seal.
Yes, there is a third seal. And as you continue doing this, you get the idea. Okay, every one of these seals costs 5 mana. and they keep going up in what they're summoning. So the first seal summons a 2/2 demon, second one summons a 3/3 demon, 4/4 demon, 5/5 demon, and 6/6 demon as you go up, and each one adds additional seals. So you have the first seal, second seal, third seal, fourth seal, and then you get the final seal. The final seal is 5 mana, summon a 6/6 demon, add Azari the Devourer to your hand. Like, okay, great, awesome. So far, I have spent, let's see, 31 mana to get to this point. 31 mana to get what?
But check this out. For 41 mana, you get Azari the Devourer, and you get his battle cry, which is destroy your opponent's deck. Only 41 mana. So for the short little price of 41 mana, you get to destroy your opponent's deck and get a 10/10 demon. Come on, the value's insane. Okay, here's the deal.
Yes.
Do you remember, and you might not remember this because I don't think anyone ever played with this card, Wilfred Fizzlebang. You remember
Yes, I do remember Wilfred Fizzlebang.
Okay, there we go. So Wilfred Fizzlebang allows you to play cards that you draw for free. So if there's any way for you to discount this, it would be him with Rin. So you draw Rin, you get to play her for free. So now, for just 35 mana, you can get Azari the Devourer and destroy your opponent's deck. Just 35 mana if you play Wilfred Fizzlebang. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other ways to discount this too. But, yeah, that's...
Well, I actually thought of one, and I'm trying to remember the name. What is that card that's 10/10 that resets your mana?
Resets your mana. Coon.
That's right. I just thought of that one as a possibility. Maybe would that help? No, that's a druid card. Never mind.
Yeah, it's definitely a druid card.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of ways to try and figure out a way
I'm telling you, 30.
So.
You can do it for 35 mana.
Yeah,
35 mana. You can play Azari the Devourer and destroy your opponent's deck.
Now, keep in mind, this does not destroy the cards that they have in their hand. This only destroys their deck, but that is pretty bad.
But by the time you play 41 mana, are they even going to have any cards in their deck?
Oh my goodness.
This is I don't know, dude. There's another Warlock card, and I just thought of this after we've been brainstorming. Blood Bloom. So Blood Bloom, you get to play a spell for health instead of mana.
That's true.
Am I correct in that?
Yes.
I think that's the Warlock card, Blood Bloom. So Blood Bloom, I think that was a Ungoro card, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Blood Bloom's a way to do it. You can, play Blood Bloom and get a discount.
Oh, I just saw something that absolutely is hilarious.
Okay.
Someone posted this in the comments on Hearthstone for this card.
All right.
2 simple things. They posted a picture of the final seal.
All right.
Summon a 6/6 demon, add Azari to Devour to your hand. Right after that, they posted Mind Vision from the priest.
Snap. Oh, I love it.
Oh my goodness. So there's your counter.
Okay.
When this thing goes live and you start facing those warlocks, it's like, okay, bring it on. I'm holding on Mind Vision.
All right. So Wilfred Fizzlebang, 2 Blood Blooms, and the first seal. Or I'm sorry, and what's her name? Rin. Okay. So you get a discount, right? So you're playing Rin for free off Wilfred, right? Because you drew her. Then you play Blood Bloom your next turn and play the first seal for free. Well, it costs 5 health, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and then you play Blood Bloom again play the second seal. So you could honestly get let me see. You could get a 16 mana discount. So
there's another way. Hey, there's more. There's more to it. Violet Illusionist makes during your turn your hero's immune. And then you use Blood Bloom.
Okay.
Because your immune is not going to cost health. Or Cho'Gall. Because Cho'Gall has a battle cry that your spell costs health instead of mana.
Well, so I mean, Blood Bloom, you're only taking 5 damage. And it's not going to... So it doesn't make it any cheaper. It just makes it so you don't take damage. So right. and you could only play one spell. So Blood Bloom. So let me see. Cho'Gall will take... Okay, 5. So we got... Is it that turn or is it the next spell?
During your turn.
Oh, interesting.
Your hero is immune.
Wait, Cho'Gall doesn't make your hero
immune. No. Violet Illusionist. Sorry. Okay, the next spell you cast, Cho'Gall, is the next.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Cho'Gall, Wilfred Fizzlebang, 2 Blood Blooms. Dude, we're looking at a 20... So for 20 mana, and Wilfred Fizzlebang, 2 Blood Blooms,
we're really,
and a Cho'Gall,
really digging.
You can play Azari the Devourer and destroy your opponent's deck. So for 20 mana and a definite line of cards that may not ever happen,
right?
You can get Azari the Devourer, a 10/10 demon on the board, and destroy your opponent's deck. Dude, 20 mana.
But you still have cheap. To play. But you have to play Azari still, which is a 10.
No, that's it's so 41
that's
mana.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
With Azari, right? Yeah. 41 mana with Azari. Rin is free because you drew her off of Wilfred Fizzlebang, right? Then the first seal's free because you played it with health. Second seal's free because you played it with health with Blood Bloom. So there's your 2 Blood Blooms. Then you play Cho'Gall, so the third seal is free. Okay, cost health instead.
Yep.
So you just play the last 2 seals and Azari, 20 mana, man, and you get to destroy your opponent's deck. I mean, dude, this is silly.
But you still have to get 10 mana to get Azari out.
Well, yeah. Well, you get 20. It's the fourth seal, 5 mana, play that. The final seal, 5 mana, play that. So that's 10 mana. And then 10 more mana to play Azari. Dude, you're destroying your opponent's deck for 20 mana.
Right.
Come on.
I agree.
That's amazing. This card is amazing, dude. 20 mana. And you can destroy your opponent's deck and get a 10/10. So the 10/10 is worth 10 mana, right?
Yep.
Let's just say that, right? It's 10 mana. So that's good. And then only 10 mana to destroy your opponent's deck. Yep. I mean, let's get down to brass tacks. 10 mana to destroy. Would you pay 10 mana to destroy your opponent's deck?
Yes.
There we go. Game over. So Rin, best legendary ever. For 10 mana.
We'll find out.
For 10 mana, you destroy your opponent's deck. Good job, Rin. We figured it out. We just broke the game.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll see that happen.
That was way too much math, dude. My brain is broken.
Okay, then on that note, we will wrap up there because that's all the cards. That's all the ones that were revealed during BlizzCon. Yeah. So next week, we are going to be recording a day early. We're going to do it on Wednesday because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about whatever gets revealed in the reveal on Monday with the Blizzard little reveal on Twitch and whatever else gets revealed over the next couple days that happens. I'm sure we'll probably have at least 15 cards to talk about. If not, maybe a few more than that, because they usually kind of throw them out sporadically through those first few days after doing the first 15 or so in the first reveal. And then we'll see what we go from there. But we did get 2 emails this week, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Pretty cool stuff. So first one is from Giant Haystacks. I love the name. He says, "Hey, chaps. A while ago, I tried to get back into Magic the Gathering after an 8-year hiatus. However, annoyingly, I found that over the intervening years, there had been a degree of power creep, and my previously top-notch collection was now competitively puny. or comparatively puny, excuse me. Given the necessity to keep people interested in new cards, is it possible for Blizzard to maintain the value of current and historical cards, or is it inevitable that once great cards will gradually fade into obscurity? Keep up the good work, guys. I love the podcast.
All right, so there's a couple cards that come to mind, and I don't really remember their names exactly, but they kind of have been taken a backseat because of cards that have come out. Now, there's different ways to look at power creep. I look at it like a card that cost 4 mana for a 4/6 minion, and then the next set comes out with a 4 mana 5/6 minion. Then that's what I consider power creep, because you're basically paying the same for a more powerful minion, making the other minion obsolete, essentially. Why would you put the other minion in your deck? Now, other people have different definitions. Maybe I'm totally off base, but I consider that power creep, and it does happen. We've seen it happen. Is it possible for Blizzard to maintain the value of current and historical cards? I think so. And one other minion that comes to mind is Cairn Bloodhoof. So Cairn Bloodhoof was a very popular card in the core set. So the original basic set, not basic, but classic set, had Cairn Bloodhoof as a legendary, and he's very powerful. Then for a really long time, we didn't see him. Didn't see him be played. Saw a lot of, I think Cairn Bloodhoof is 6 mana or 5. Either way, we saw a lot of other cards being played instead of him. But since the rise of N'Zoth and a few other cards, we've seen him come back. So, in my opinion, I think Blizzard does a really good job of recirculating older cards by making cards that bring those cards back to life again, like Cairn Blood.
Fresh.
It makes them fresh again. Yeah. So I think Blizzard can do it, and I think they are doing it. It just takes a little bit, and we have to give them some time. And I think Cairn Bloodhoof is a good example of a card that was great long ago. He faded off a little bit, and now with the rise of N'Zoth, which N'Zoth has been out for about a year now, and we've seen Cairn Bloodhoof make a comeback, and he's actually made it into a few other decks, not just the N'Zoth decks. So cool.
Ben Bro did actually address this question, and back when they announced Standard, and Standard is one of the ways that they're addressing the issue with power creep.
Yeah.
So you may want to check out the videos that he talked about this extensively. He really talked in it, and he conceded that some power creep was inevitable, and described the topic as a catch-22 situation. He also stated that in order to keep the game fresh, like Espo was saying, the developers have to make powerful new cards. Because if new content is not sufficiently powerful, players won't bother to play the new cards in their decks. So, but on the other hand, if the new set of cards is too powerful, then the game rapidly increases in power until it's almost unrecognizable, and the older cards are never played. So they recognize this, and they know that this can be a problem, and one that they have to address in order to ensure long-term health of the game. So it is something that they have to keep in mind as they do these developments and create these cards. And again, Standard, the rotation of these sets out of Standard into Wild is one way to address power creep and how to keep it under containment, because it's cards that are really powerful that they may introduce will rotate at some point in the future out, and then some other cards can kind of replace it with new ideas and recycled cards that have new flavor for them. So, but very good question. I mean, it's a concern, especially coming from like games like Magic the Gathering have been out there for so long that they have hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of cards.
Yep.
So it really is good thought though as well. Then another question came in. Says, I wanted to say I really missed you guys. I was wondering if something happened when there was such a long gap between the shows. Yeah, there was a few things that happened. You could say that again.
Yeah, right.
I've been listening to your podcast for a couple of years. Wanted to reach out. I really love the idea of the podcast with father-daughter on it. Unfortunately, we don't have one anymore on the show. It's a bummer that no more daughters are on there anymore, but it was fun while it lasted. Yeah, they grow up, they run away, and leave dad back in the dust behind,
That's
right?
right. Those daughters grow up. That's unfortunate. What in the world?
But you know what? Went out and have done their own projects. Overwatch podcasts. One of them's over there doing that. The other one is doing game design. So hey, they're doing cool stuff. So
Yeah.
his daughter just turned 1 month old yesterday, and I cannot express how much she means to me. Last year, my wife got pregnant. We were not able to keep that baby girl, but we were about 20 when we were about 22 weeks along. And I grew up with all brothers, and as the oldest, I took care of little boys. So I really wanted a girl. But now in January, my wife was pregnant again, and everything worked out. So we have our baby girl. We named her baby Espo. No.
What?
We named her Aurora Pennyloves. So anyway, I wish Espo and Mrs. Espo the best of luck with your journey, Benjamin.
Awesome, Benjamin. That is awesome. That's a great story, and my heart goes out to you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, the little girls do grow up, and they go on to be game designers and to do their own podcasts outside of Hearthstone. So leaving Best Cities and I here, but
and if you raise them right, one day they may do a podcast with you.
Maybe.
You never know.
But yeah, Benjamin, thank you so much. That's awesome. That means a lot, and I will make sure I tell my wife that you are wishing us the best of luck. I appreciate it. So,
and we did have a tweet.
Yeah, we got a Twitter shout out this week, and it it actually goes out to, and I'm not sure if this is the same Ben. It may be.
I'm wondering.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
So this goes out to Ben. He says, great episode of LOTI podcast. I'm glad Espo is well, but I am on Vestidius' side. Keep those golden cards.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are on your side, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're getting a little taste of it with Marin and his golden chest. I mean, you get some really cool stuff out of that.
It is cool. So. That golden kobold is awesome looking.
Yes.
And then he puts all golden legendaries in your hand. I mean, you can't deny how awesome that is. But yes. I would honestly, if I could, I would dust him in a heartbeat because it's a free legendary. So, a little story. I got a pack the other day and opened it, and I got a golden Murabi. Bonus points if you know what Murabi does. No, you can't look it up. You can't look it up. No. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. He's the shaman legendary from Journey into Ungoro, I think, right? Or maybe it's
yes, Knights of the Frozen Throne.
Knights of the Frozen Throne. So Murabi is the legend. So I got a golden Murabi, and I said, "What is this card?" I knew what it was, but I was like, no, not happening. Dusted it immediately and made Kuhn the Forgotten King. So I was actually hoping to get some good dust out of it because I did want to craft Kuhn. So it happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. So I'm super excited. Got Kuhn now, which is good. And yeah, so dust.
And Murabi, by the way, is the shaman legendary that says whenever another minion is frozen, add a copy of it to your hand.
Yeah. So our Facebook shout out this week goes out to none other than my boy Nightfall. So Nightfall says, woohoo. And he shows a picture of a pack opening, and he got Thrall Deathseer. So congratulations to Nightfall for getting that Shaman Death Knight.
That's right.
That thing has been... when he's played, it's just bad news for whoever is going against him. That's a tough one to deal with because he evolves twice and then he can keep evolving a singular minion. It's insane. But anyway, yeah. Shout out!
Congratulations on that,
Benjamin, and everybody else. Huge haystacks. Thank you guys for emailing, tweeting, and shouting on Facebook.
It's giant.
Woohoo!
Not huge, haystacks.
Huge haystacks. Giant haystack. Got it.
Yes. Well, okay. That should do it. We went a little bit longer than I thought we would. We're an hour and a half in.
Oh, dude, you knew. Could you see last week? Could you imagine if we would have done it last week?
No. People would have been like, wait a second. Why is this? Why are they still talking?
Yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't do it last week. Well, okay then. Next week we'll be back talking about the new cards that get revealed, talking about a little more about this expansion coming out, Kobolds and Catacombs. So thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for being along with the ride, and we appreciate you guys listening. Write in. Let us know your thoughts on some of these new cards and what's going on, and let us know what you think about these things.
Yeah.
Info at legendoftheinnkeeper.com, or just go to legendoftheinnkeeper.com and you can do everything from that website. So thanks again, guys, and we will talk to you next week.
Good job, team.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were at an hour we were at like 50 minutes last week, and we weren't even to the cards yet. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
It would have been crazy.
Oh. Well, good
Well,
stuff.
I talked about Rin for like 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, for 10 mana, you can destroy your opponent's deck.
Hey, we got an achievement on
What?
Twitch just now.
Yeah.
Stream for 4 hours in the last 30 days.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Nice. So I'm definitely gonna get all caught up in World of Warcraft over Christmas break.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and get all caught up with all the LFRs and make sure, because I like the storyline, and I want to see the end of this expansion, so I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, I have not really done a lot of World of Warcraft right now. I did get back into doing my auctioning again. I made a mistake. So with my auction character, I had about 600,000 gold worth of auction items on the auction house. And I took a break from WoW for about 2 months.
Okay.
So you know what happens when your auctions do not get sold? What happens to them?
Yeah, they get mailed to you.
Okay. And then after 30 days, what happens to your mailbox?
Oh, it disappears.
Yeah, it disappears.
You lost everything.
600,000 gold of items gone.
Oh, snap. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
So I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about that possibility. So I opened the ticket with Blizzard and said, please, can you reinstate my mailbox? And they were able to reinstate it.
No way.
Yes.
Wow,
and
dude.
It's like, we only keep deleted emails that have been removed from your mailbox for a short period of time after it's been removed. So I don't know if I'll be able to get them all, but we'll see what we can do. And he was
wow, dude. Congrats.
It's like, be careful what you do. I'm like,
yeah,
yes,
right.
I will make sure I'm emptying my mailbox.
Yeah.
Frequently. So be warned.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I got them back on the auction house and then trying to sell some things, get that going again. Because if I can keep the money flowing in from World of Warcraft to help pay for things along the way, that would be fantastic. And Tad Frank says, hey guys, hey Tad. Say hi to Tad.
Hey, Tad. Sorry. This guy has an all golden deck, and I'm like, wow.
No wonder you're not
checking to see. They are all golden. A golden Anduin Rin, golden Elise Trailblazer. Wow. Tad, do you have all golden cards in your collection?
And Louis Baller just joined in too.
Nice.
Yeah, Espo's been distracted. Are you playing or are you
No, I'm looking at the Twitter at all these crazy decks. I'm looking for ideas, even though I got thousands of ideas already.
Right. Okay then.
Oh jeez. I am wiped out, dude.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, it's 9:45.
And the great thing is that In 2 hours, I get to do some work because we have a change that's happening tonight that they need me to test after we're done. So I get to stay up late.
Oh, geez, that's not cool.
Hey, everybody's showing up after the show's already over.
Wow, interesting.
Z Snyder 84 just showed up.
Sweet.
Everybody's coming in. Sorry, guys, we just finished.
We did
However,
just finish.
And as soon as we're done, once I stop the stream here, the show will show up on YouTube if you want to go watch it on YouTube. And I will be trying to put this out as fast as I can. Should hopefully be out on the feeds by tomorrow. And then you can consume it that way. Oh, interesting.
What's that?
Views by platform for what we were just doing the show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
4 views were on mobile, 4 views were on a desktop client, and 1 view was from console/TV.
Oh, I like it. Good deal. Cool. All right, dude. Well, I think I'm ready for bed. I got a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow, I actually have to walk around all day. I've been keeping my leg up these past 2 days teaching, but tomorrow I'm art on a cart. So, yeah.
Okay, Art. We will see you next week.
Yeah. Oh, next week, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Next week's Wednesday.
I will